Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with your free pick in the Bulls versus Cavaliers NBA matchup on Saturday, December 23rd, 2023. Of course, at Pickdawgz, we do tons of free picks, but if you're looking for our best bets, those are the ones you find under the Premium Picks tab. You can use that discount code PICK for 15% off. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text the number that you see on the screen. These are not available on the website. You got to text that number. But let's get to this one. The Bulls taking on the Cavaliers. The Bulls, I think playing some of their best basketball of the season. 7-3 straight up in their last 10 and 9-1 against the number over that same stretch. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers banged up like no one's business coming into this thing, but 6-4 in their last 10 straight up and against the number. 16-13 on the season. 7-6 straight up on the road, despite going just 6-7 against the number. So, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a team that we saw take that big step forward last year, went into the playoffs and got I almost said something there, but they got it handed to them by the New York Knicks in the playoffs and kind of learned a lesson. I think for a lot of young teams in sports, we see this many, many times throughout the years where a team, their first foray into the postseason as a young team, runs into a veteran team that just explains to them how it works and not always such a happy ending for that team. And I think we saw that for the Cavs, but in most cases, if they have the talent and they have the guys that really want it, it's basically a solid lesson learned, and experience that they can carry on to the playoffs and say, I never want to feel like this again. I never want to have this losing feeling. But, unfortunately for the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell seems to have had that feeling a lot everywhere that he's been. And he always says the same thing. I never want to feel this again, yet every single year he definitely continues to feel the same thing. I think when we look at the Cavs the last time out, we saw him against the Pelicans. Wasn't a good story. It was pretty much all Pelicans in that game. The Cavs were home. They were coming off 3 consecutive wins against easier teams, but I thought at the same time that the Cavaliers team would probably step up and be counted, but actually they got 100% stepped on in that game. Meanwhile, the Bulls have won 4 of their last 5. The only loss came against the Miami Heat in Miami. They beaten the Sixers in Philadelphia by 4 points as a 10.5-point dog. Bounced back, beat the Lakers outright as a 3.5-point dog. Then they beat the Spurs last time out. Everybody beats the Spurs. But I think the thing that we're seeing here from this Bulls team is that maybe a few weeks ago they were talking about disbanding this team, about how players didn't want to be on this team and they didn't want to play for Chicago any longer. But here they are, and instead of kind of packing it in, which they look to be headed in that direction, they actually have turned it around and are playing their best basketball. Go figure. Meanwhile, for the Cavs, normally I would take them in this spot. I think they have more talent when healthy, but missing Garland, missing Mobley, I don't like their chances. I'm going to take the Bulls, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, be sure to use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and it'll tell you just how often historically all the bets on the board have come in, putting you on the most favorable bets on the board today.